Welcome to Near Falls with D. Hall. He's talking on bars and how they win it all. Yeah, it's just Near Falls with D. Hall. The final takedown, the glory or the fall. So loosen up, step on in, wrestle with the need to win. We're talking Near Falls with D. Hall. Ready or not, he's here to brawl.
What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome into another edition of Near Falls with D Hall, a wrestling podcast. Today, so excited. This is the best time of year. My favorite project of the year, the 24-25 WPIAL Coaches Preview. So excited to bring this to you guys. I have a bunch of different coaches coming on from across the WPIAL. They're going to come on, talk about their schedule, expectations, up-and-comers, their leaders, their seniors, all that type of stuff. You guys know the drill. This is year 3 or 4 of me doing it. So pumped up to bring it to you guys. I really hope you enjoy it, and just hope you enjoy listening to these guys talk like I did. It was always a blast for me, and this year was no different. So without further ado, welcome in to the WPIAL Coaches Preview.
Welcome to the Near Falls WPIAL Show, where D.R. and Kaz are gonna tell you all the things you wanna know. Whether it's Trinity or Spencer Lee or Mr. Kurt Angle, just ask Vinny, WPIAL, yeah, Ken and Mac for sure. They got the interviews to soothe your soul, because it's Near Falls in the WPIAL.
Okay, joining me now on the call, we have head coach of the North Allegheny Tigers, Mr. Jamie Kiriazis. How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing really good indeed. Thanks for coming on, hanging out with me, man. I really appreciate it. Right before the season kicks off tomorrow for you guys, right?
Well, actually, we snuck in one before. It was originally going to be Trinity Duels, but we just wrestled Char Valley on Wednesday night, so got a match under our belt.
Nice.
And then we're heading in. It's kind of nice. Yeah, nice way to start. Kind of ramping up one match, and then we'll have possibly, depending on how it goes, 3 tomorrow at the team bracket, and then the following week, Kiski 5 matches. So it's kind of a nice way to enter the season. For sure.
Talk to me about the off-season program you guys have been on. How's it been working? You guys have had guys in the club, or they sending them out? What's it look like over there at North Allegheny?
Yeah, I tell you, we the last couple of years since I've come back into the fold, we we're trying to establish some things, and finally got to the point where we're rolling pretty nicely with a couple different things. We have the Tiger Wrestling Club, which is the boys and the girls doing it, and Coach Dwayne DeShotka, running that with Mason Manville. And
I was just gonna say, a little birdie told me Mr. Manville is over there rolling around with those guys. That's not a bad get there, my friend.
Not bad, yeah. And he's our also going into his 3rd year as our head junior high coach, so it kind of works nicely there. And then into the season, they keep on going with that. And then at the same time, well, different times, obviously, during the week, Quest is there with, of course, Rob Walco and those guys going. So, some of the higher level guys and guys from, different parts of the area go to that one. And then the Tiger Wrestling Club, maybe guys that are higher level, but also lower level too. So it works. It's been working well. And, trying to, in addition to that, do some of our strength stuff. So it's been good.
Sounds like it's a pretty good mixture. Talk to me about your alumni group, guys that are doing big things post high school.
Well, you know what? Right now, I think a lot of those guys have kind of graduated through. I remember talking to you last year, and
you had a couple guys on the last stint. I remember last year.
Yeah, and I'll say this. So Aiden Buggy graduated last year, our Lone State placer, and he's playing football at Duquesne. I just saw him last night at the Char Valley match because his younger brother Kellen's a senior on the team. So he's doing well. And I also just at the Char Valley match got a chance to see. I wasn't coaching him at the time, but Freddie Junko is wrestled for VMI, and he graduated. Now he's helping out at Char Valley. So those guys, but
very cool.
Yeah, the other guys didn't really get. I haven't talked to Nathan Monapart, but I know he went to Maryland and originally was going to wrestle, but I don't think he is. And lastly, I'll say this, kind of coming full circle, is real excited about Luke Landefeld is on our staff this year and in the room. So loving that. And, he was obviously a good wrestler at NA and went to Seton Hill. So
Luke was one of, man, I love watching him go.
Me too.
Scrappy, man. Heavy hands, good movement. Great. I really enjoyed watching Luke. And his older brother, Drew, was pretty good too.
Yes. I had all four. I got to coach all four Landefeld boys. I love that family, and they're. So I told Luke, Mike, you got to get them back and watching some matches now, so I can see them also. Hopefully.
Yeah, man. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the leaders in the room. Who's kind of sticking out for you?
Well, it's funny. We just sat down. We did something a little different this year with captains and talked to them today. Got a handful. We're trying different things with leadership, and I really like the way our room's looking right now. Guys are working hard, but as far as guys coming back, you have our seniors, Mason Hartung and Kellen Buggy are, two senior leaders on the team. Charlie LaQuatra, another lower weight as far as, seniors coming back. Braden McConaughey is our lone state qualifier coming back at heavyweight, and he's leading the charge as well. So, and a couple of freshmen coming up, and one I think to keep an eye on is Joey Sinan, his our 107. I haven't had a chance to see him. He had a forfeit the other night, so we'll see what how he rolls this weekend. But yeah, definitely. And other guys I haven't mentioned, but they're definitely, like I said, this time of year, as far as I always tell them their conditioning is, you shouldn't be at the top of your game right now, but they're looking pretty good for the first week of the season, I'd say.
Heck yeah. How about the other side of that coin, freshmen or newcomers to the lineup that, might make some waves?
Yeah. So Joey Sinan, like I said, the freshman 107, Dalton Stragan is a 126 and 127. Sorry. Always that extra pound. It always changes every year. So we'll see what he can do, but those are our two freshmen, I would say, that are, and as far as guys coming in that are newer, that are sophomores, well, actually I shouldn't say newer. Evan Schaumburg is coming back, and great freshman campaign that didn't end the way he wanted at WPIALs, but he's looking really good right now, and I'm excited to see him. He's actually up a couple weight classes to 121.
Love that.
Yeah. So.
Okay, talk to me about your schedule, man. How are you guys building it? Obviously, we talked a little bit. You're going to Trinity Duels tomorrow, which is turning out to be quite an event. Some nice teams there. But talk to me about the rest of your schedule.
Yeah, so like you said, Trinity, I got a chance to look at the draw a little bit, and I'm pleased that, it looks like we have some solid teams there, and we start right away with West Allegheny, and, I would love to get a look at on the other side of that, Franklin Regional, Trinity, and Kiski are all on that other side. I actually wouldn't mind not wrestling Kiski because we'll probably see him the next week, but that's but Kiski Duels, excited about that. I'm not sure. Yep. I haven't gotten any information on them from them who's coming back, but last couple of years we've been there and really like that. We love the team duels. And then we go last year was the first time we went, and I was probably talking to you being a little uncertain about Bethlehem Liberty, but we really liked that tournament, and looking at a lot of top 10 teams in the state.
Yeah, man, getting out on the other side, that Lehigh Valley, man, that's an interesting look for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we like doing that. And, years ago when I coached, we'd go to Mannheim, get away from the Powerade deal. And some people were believers in that, and some maybe not so much, but I like looking at the guys from the other side of the state that you don't get a chance to see. And, guys get good amount of matches there. It's a good mix. So other than that, we go to the county tournament. We're going back to Midwinter Mayhem.
Yeah.
And we took a year off of that, and my first year back, we went there. So I think we have a good mix of the individual and the team duel stuff, and hopefully get us ready for the end of the year, which
That's a whole
Could be
nother
another
topic,
interesting
right?
year.
Right. So, I mean, in that vein, and we can kind of, touch on this a little bit. Talk to me about what you think of the rule changes, the new out of bounds rule, the new takedown points, the new near fall points. Just give me your thoughts on that. Oh, I lost you there, Coach. You went black on me. Coach?
To happen quicker and just being ready for that.
Yeah, and no, I
as you
agree
guys,
with you. I think the biggest thing is, just the venue change, how the athletic directors, the tournament directors are going to adjust to, the college. I don't think it's going to be a problem for the Cannon Max of the world, but some of in the North Alleghenies of the world, but some of the smaller venues, like you said, might have a tougher time just accommodating that.
Yeah, and you say that it's interesting. You say that because Cannon Mac, even with that venue, you get 6 mats in there. It gets tight in there too.
True.
It's not like college, so it'll be interesting. But to answer your question on that aspect of things, I do really like the college out of bounds. The wrestle until you basically have completely out and you have a pinky toe in. Kind of takes away any of the judgment call. I do love that. So
For sure.
So yeah.
I agree. Okay, next question I got for you, coaching staff. Who's helping you out this year? I know we talked a little bit about Mason Manville. You talked a little bit about Rob Walker rolling around, but who else is helping you out this year?
Yeah, so same guys coming back. Dwayne Nishotka, was a longtime Shaler guy, and Eric Cassidy, who was an NA grad, and was the Central Catholic coach, and he came back to me when I came back. So for the last, going into our third year, it's us three. Bill Howell's another one that he was helping me out. Junior high, doing a little bit of both, and he's great with our all our stats and organizational stuff, and in the room. But he's keeps things organized, which is great. And then Luke Landefeld, who I mentioned, we added him on. Rich Catalano's another one.
Yes,
some
sir.
of these guys I'm about to mention are like in and out of the room. We're helping with the club, and I love it because it's like that's what I've always wanted is really have your core staff are there day in and day out, but then you have these guys like Rich Catalano with his wealth of knowledge comes in and couple times a week, and then he helps with the club. It's been great. And
Building a little army out there, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the last one I'd say is Garrett Hoffman's another one who.
Oh man, that's a good pickup as well.
He's great, yeah, and he has a full-time job, so he can't help out. He'll come to competitions, but he's he does the club stuff, and then he'll come with us. So it is a good mix. It's cool.
Yeah, man. I just watched his little brother wrestle Greg Bolsack at one of the pro cards, the CWA card I was a part of. Man, that family, both those Hoffman boys are put together. They're big built young men.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
Sure.
It's good. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, next thing I got for you, social medias. How can we follow the squad this year?
All of them, Facebook going and Instagram and X and all that. But I will say that's where I'm looking for that guy that loves that piece. I don't have any of my coaches who want to run that. I mean, Dan Heckert's good with that, with the girls side of things. And any posts were coming from him. I do want to get better at doing that. I need to find the go-to to post more of that stuff. So other than our NA website, as far as posting that type of stuff, it would be any of the social media. But thanks for reminding me that I do need to
I got you, Coach. No, easier said than done on that side of things. But, this is a selfish question because I got to know where you guys are at so I can follow along.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Last couple things I have for me. Give me your goals and expectations you have as a squad. I know that, early season rankings, I saw you guys on some of the top lists coming in as a dual team, but just give me your thoughts on your goals and expectations.
Yeah. So, we talked about it last year. a little bit, and not, uncertainty this year. There's always uncertainty, but it's like, last year we could taste it. It was tough, and I think we were 5th seeded in the WPIAL tournament, and I was looking at that, the top 5 or 6 teams. I was saying it's anybody's game, and I was proven correct. I think, we lost a tough match to Bethel Park. They lost in criteria to Trinity. Trinity lost a point or two to Connellsville.
It was one of the most
Franklin
exciting dual
Yeah.
seasons I've seen in years. I mean, it was, like you said, 7 teams could have went to
Yeah.
Searcy, and 4 or 5 teams could have won the WPIAL. I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm hoping for the same. If you look at it, I mean, Connellsville is loaded again and didn't really lose much, so they're definitely the front runner. But hey, we'll see this weekend. I think I'll have a better picture. We'll have a better picture if we get a chance to wrestle Franklin Regional. I think they're a little bit ahead of us ranking wise in some places, so that would be a good one early season to get. But I think we always want to have the goal. We want to win that WPIAL title, but we want to get back to that team state tournament. That's a good goal and a lot of fun for a good experience for everyone on the team. So I think that's the goal team wise, and I think a lot of guys have some individual goals. We have, except for one returning state qualifier, no one that has, when I say done anything, they're on the map as far as people know that's a good wrestler, but no,
you don't got a state champ on the squad. I got
right.
you.
Yeah. Yep. So, but they're all, I think, emerging guys that, can make a name for themselves for this year. So it's, at least me personally, I see a lot of guys love to get a handful. Although this year it's interesting with now we got the new top 7 in the WPIAL going to.
Yeah, man. Give me your thoughts on that. I mean, that's been a big hot topic of discussion. I'm getting my thoughts loaded up for my first live show with Kaz on Tuesday, but man,
yeah,
big seismic change.
It is. And I'm not going to lie. I don't want to judge until it happens. I don't love it at first. Just it's another weekend to go, and it's just another, it's adding to the grind, but it is what it is. And I understand why they wanted to do it, because we didn't want to drop down to 3 qualifiers, and I can appreciate that. But in some aspects, and I hope I'm wrong, but top 5 is not any easier with some of these studs coming in from other schools,
Oh my goodness. Some of the schools that have been added to the West, the traditional powers, the Central Mountains, the Altunas, the Duke.
I know.
It's my
scary.
goodness.
State college show.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my thought on it right now. And we'll see after, but I was kind of hoping that was going to be a year or 2 down the road.
I hear you, brother.
We'll see what happens. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Give me your final closing thoughts. Do you have anything or anyone you want to shout out before I leave you go?
Once again, I'd say my entire coaching staff. I'm excited about the staff we have, and appreciate them and the work they're putting in, and appreciate you, and thanks for getting the word out there and just promoting our sport. Love it, and can't thank you enough. So yeah, those are the main shout outs.
My man, appreciate the love, and I'll see you tomorrow at Trinity. I'm excited to see what happens, man. It should be a good time.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
All right, Coach. Thank you.